All right. Some technical difficulties, typical Saturday. Thanks everyone for joining. It's great to be here on a Saturday. I can't believe May is over already. Before we know it, the holidays will be here. So it's going by fast. Thanks for everyone for joining. By the way, this is going to be interactive. If you have questions, just unmute and jump in or drop them into the chat. Philip's going to be monitoring the chat and bringing those questions to the group. And we'll get it kicked off. Go ahead, Philip.
Yeah, no, good morning and thanks everyone for joining. Sorry for the late start. But today we're going to be covering, welcome to Operation Sentinel first. And today's a live training on NotebookLM. The last session we covered Claude, and today again is NotebookLM. I think we had done it originally the first time, and we're kind of going back and going to do another review of NotebookLM. Our next webinar will be on June 13th at 11 a.m. and we'll be covering Perplexity on that webinar. So at this point, if everybody can just please mute themselves. The chat is open. Please throw your questions in there. I'll be in there responding and asking some questions. And then the link to this will go out on Monday. You guys can rewatch it. And I'll be adding some additional links here towards the end of the webinar. So with that, I will kick it over to Greg.
Excellent. Thank you, Philip, and welcome everyone again. So by the end of this hour, you're going to know how to research and analyze anything in 10 minutes flat. Not 10 hours, 10 minutes. That's my promise. I am Gregory Scott Henson. My background, I built a Microsoft global partner called Henson Group to around 70 million in ARR. I'm now the chairman at Aliando, which is doing 120 million in ARR. I also run an AI startup called Social Post, and I also invest in early stage founders. So if you guys are looking to do a startup, we definitely need to talk. And I run and founded and run and am director for Cloud Veterans, which is why we're all in the room together. Philip, Val, and James pretty much run the day-to-day of Cloud Veterans. But we've helped thousands of veterans get certified and land jobs in tech since 2019. And today we're going to cover a tool that I wish I had when I left Microsoft back in 2002. Quick show of hands. Who on the call uses NotebookLM today? I think we're going to drop a poll into the chat.
Yeah, I couldn't get the poll to work, Greg, but if everybody either in the chat, just let us know if you use it or not.
Or raise your hands or do a reaction. Click the react.
There we go. Seeing
all
some
right.
thumbs, seeing a bunch of comments. Looks to be maybe 60-40, Greg.
Okay.
Some people haven't, so this should be fairly new to some people, which is good.
Okay, very cool. Well, good. Looks like it was about half, you said, Philip?
Yeah, probably half. Probably half.
All right.
So.
Well, that's great. And there's different levels of people that use it. We're going to go in from the basic level and then we're going to end on an advanced level. So you'll see the sort of different degrees of NotebookLM and how to leverage it. But by the end of the hour, you will have an open NotebookLM built. We have the install guide. We have screenshots. We have a lot of good stuff to share. So we will share everything at the end of the webinar. All right. So first, let me just help you conceptualize NotebookLM. First of all, it's a Google product. It's online only, just like all Google products. I'll show you the URL here in a minute, but think of it this way. A lot of people say, why do I need NotebookLM? What the heck is NotebookLM? Never even heard of it. ChatGPT, Claude, Grok, all these AIs are basically open internet AIs. They've ingested the entire internet and it's sitting in like their database. But they pull from anywhere. And sometimes they hallucinate. Sometimes, depending on what you're doing, they hallucinate a lot. NotebookLM is the opposite. It only knows what you give it. All right? It only knows what you give it. You put in sources and you get answers out from those very specific sources that you provided. We're going to get into this in a second. But think of it like a security clearance briefing room. Only the documents that you authorize get in. So that's why it doesn't lie to you. Again, you feed it sources, and those sources could be up to 300 PDFs, websites, YouTube videos, local docs, Google Docs, your Notion, or your OneNote, or whatever notebook that you're using. It's not its notebook in the sense of OneNote or Notion. It is just a research tool, and it doesn't allow you to really take notes. So the name is a little deceiving. But anyway, and then it will give you formats based on the sources you provided. So, for example, a podcast, a study guide, a briefing deck, interactive quiz. It even has a podcast feature, an interactive podcast feature with two hosts talking back to back each other about the sources. And you can jump in anytime and ask them questions, and they talk right back to you. With that, I just want to start off with this one slide here. There's slides today, just so you know. It's not death by PowerPoint. Let me share my screen. Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
We can see it.
Good. Okay, great. So these boxes around the outside are basically everything that NotebookLM can do. A podcast, a video overview of the sources. It can do mind maps. It can generate a bunch of different reports. We'll get into that. It can build infographics. You guys all see those really cool infographics, the one image that people post on LinkedIn? NotebookLM. It literally takes 30 seconds. They're not hiring someone off of Fiverr to build that for them. They're not prompting it in AI because that's hard to do. It can generate a slide deck for you. So your next presentation, I recommend you put your sources into NotebookLM and have it build the first draft for you. Obviously, you can create tables, but also help you understand the material that you're studying for or looking into or researching. All right, so these are all the capabilities of NotebookLM. Now, there is an option. There is something through something called an MCP, or a Model Context Protocol. NotebookLM can speak with any of your AI or your AI of choice. It allows them to talk to each other, which means you can query your notebooks, you can schedule tasks, you can do all kinds of things now with the NotebookLM once you connect it to your AI. We will get into that in the last demo. It's really a power move, and it's more of an advanced feature, and there's a little bit of setup, three little command lines you have to run. So it's definitely not too technical, but we'll walk you through that install and show you a demo of connecting it to your AI as well and use cases. All right, let's dive in. We're going to spend the most rest of the day or the rest of the hour diving into NotebookLM. I have 4 specific demos to give you. And these are actual notebooks that I use today. So first of all, you're going to go to notebooklm.google.com. That is your URL. Philip, if you can drop that into the chat for folks. You sign in with your Google account, and this is what you're going to see. Now, the first thing you'll notice is these featured notebooks. These are kind of cool, actually, and they change often, like weekly. But if you expand all of these are different notebooks that NotebookLM has put together. That these companies put together, like The Economist, The Atlantic, Techno, Zillow, Bloomberg, have built these for you, and they're deep dives into these specific topics. You can listen to the podcast, you can listen to an audio overview, you can query it and ask it questions, and it will only tell you responses from that source. Now, underneath these featured notebooks are recent notebooks, and these are the ones I have here. And we're going to start off with a fun one. Just for kicks, I built a NotebookLM. This is NotebookLM, first of all. Once you get into a notebook, you have sources up here. You have the ability to add sources underneath it. You have a chat where you can ask it questions. And then you have Studio on the right. Those are the 3 main panes inside of NotebookLM. And the Studio is where you create that audio overview I mentioned, the slide deck, the video, and everything else. Now, how do you add sources? Well, I wanted to create a notebook LM on the ultra luxury performance SUVs, comparison and reviews. So when I add sources, I could just drop a bunch of links to all the 2026 highest ultra luxury SUVs, or I could just simply type, hey, go out and find on the internet the top rated ultra luxury performance SUVs on the market. And I hit fast research, and it will come back and show you. And this is exactly what I did here. And it came back with these cars right here. And by default, they're all checked, which means it's a source that you're going to use. If you don't want to use a particular source, you can just uncheck it. And if you want to get rid of it, you can hit the three dots and delete it. But I'll leave these all checked. So it found, I think this is Car and Driver, two cars, JD Powers. It found the articles covering the most luxurious SUVs of 2026. So now that it built that sources, that's my clean room. That's the only thing it's going to look at. It's not going to look at people on Reddit and what they're saying, or people's social media posts, or anything else other than those sources that I gave it. Now, what do I do from here? So now I can chat with it. I go into the chat pane, one over, and I can ask you questions. For example, which 2026 model has the best power to weight ratio? And boom, it reviews the sources and gives me a full detailed list of which one is the best. And the nice thing also is that all of this is referenceable. So I don't have to hope that it read something right. If I click on it here, it actually takes me to, if you click at the end, if the source number is here. If you click on the source number next to the statement, it shows you exactly where it got that piece of information. So you know it's not hallucinating. Another question here is, I said, if my priority is rear seat comfort and privacy, which SUV wins and why? And boom, here we go. Unmatched rear seat comfort, airplane style seating, plush amenities. It says the Mercedes-Benz Maybach GLS 600 is the clear winner. Notable competitors would be the Bentley, the Range Rover, and the BMW XM. So this is a personal case. You can use NotebookLM for your personal use, like this scenario. You could use it for recipes. You could use it for stock research. You could use it to pull news. There's a lot of personal use cases for this when you're monitoring something. You could have it if you're to go and search, specific auction sites only to find things that you're looking to buy. It can do that as well. Okay, great. So now that you've seen how I built the sources, now that you can see how you can interact with this thing, I'm going to show you some of the studio features here. I am going to, first of all, show you, I'm going to build an infographic here. I'm going to click the infographic. You just click it once. It takes about a minute or so to generate, but I'm going to go ahead and kick that off. I'm also going to kick off the audio overview, and I'm going to kick off the video overview. And in the video overview, you have a few options. You can do a cinematic style, unpacking complex ideas and sources. You can do an explainer video if you want to do it for your product or your service or something like that. And these are videos you can post on YouTube, you can reuse, you can post on your social, you can put it on your company's website. They're very, very good, very professional. And then you can do just a bite-sized sort of thing. And if you don't want any of those three, you can just tell it right here exactly what you want. Hey, I want an audio overview that goes into X, Y, and Z, and make it argumentative and have the hosts have a heated debate with cuss words, for example. And it will build you exactly the audio file you're looking to do. For here, I'm just going to choose the default cinematic. I'm going to hit generate, and that's going to go off and start building those three. Like I said, depending on how many sources, how complex the topics are, these could take anywhere from a minute to 10 minutes. Well, while we're not sitting here and wait for this, we're going to jump into Demo 2, Notebook 2, which is a job interview prep. Something we've all been through. We all know how laborious it is to sort of prepare for an interview, to do the research, to figure out the best questions and all of that. So instead, what I'm going to do here is I'm in LinkedIn over here. We're going to build this one from scratch. So you get to see that in action. I'm in LinkedIn. I'm under the jobs section here. When I go to jobs, I can see these are jobs recommended for me by LinkedIn. It could be a job, though, that you see on the company's website or you got from somewhere else. It doesn't have to be LinkedIn. And let's see here. If I see a decent job, managing director, what is this? CEO and co-founder. This is a revolutionized global identity and credentialing for tokenized finance. Okay, sounds good. It looks like it's saying that I'm probably a good fit for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this link. If I go to share and copy this link, you got to do it from here. You can't do it from the address bar because I'm logged in under my permission, so it won't be able, NotebookLM won't be able to read it. But if you click copy link, like you would send it to anyone, now that's a public link. All right. So I have this job here. I'm going to jump back over to NotebookLM. I'm going to click on the black circle in the top left to get back out to the home page. I'm going to create a new notebook. And first, it's going to ask me, what are my sources? And I'm going to put in here this URL. And that's it. Just the URL. I could, by the way, if I had some files locally about this job or this company, I could put their website, but I'm just going to go off of the job description for now. And it's researching it. By the way, you notice there's this fast research and deep research. If it's a complex topic, I usually use deep research. It's a little bit more and thoroughly, but fast for 99% of the time is fine. And you can see it found that it took the name of the profile here of the job. It put it as the title. By the way, you can just click in here to change the title of your notebook anytime. And it's got sort of a quick overview of what this source is. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to ChatGPT, or it could be any AI of your choice. 1 second. Sorry about that. All right, let him in. Grocery delivery. Saturdays. What are you going to do? All right. So I'm going to go to ChatGPT here. And I wrote my own prompt. I said, improve this job interview prompt for NotebookLM. And I just wrote this off the top of my head. Write me a prompt for NotebookLM to build me sources on a LinkedIn job that I want to apply for. It should give all the details of the company, Glassdoor and similar ratings, customer reviews, social media presence rating, news, press releases, etc. But also try and determine the hiring manager. And give me the details about them as well as the HR person. Also look at recent employee posts to see if there's anything concerning, and keep it short. I'm going to put this little prompt in here. You can add and modify this to your liking. 1 second. Here we go. Dropping it into the chat. Ignore the spelling errors. You don't have to do spelling corrections in AI, which I love. Anyway, so it gave me this prompt. I didn't have to write this prompt. I didn't have to sit there for half an hour trying to think of the ultimate prompt. I just said, hey, give me a prompt that I need. Act as an executive recruiter, investigative journalist, find out about this company, finish with top reasons to join, red flags, what the interviewers are most likely looking for, recommended talking points. I copy this prompt, go back to my NotebookLM, and I paste it down here in the chat box. And I hit go, and you can see here scanning for answers. It's going to take a few seconds. This one's pretty quick, but it's going out and researching not everything about this job and all of the information that I requested here. So you can see here, here's your interview prep research dossier. Company overview, business model, mission, current status, compensation, location. Key stakeholder and hiring manager is Ryan Kirkley. Here's his background. Investigative insight, because of Kirkley's a VC and part of an emerging tech studio. This co-founder likely means GSXID is incubated inside of a venture studio. Gives me all the details. Here's the job description analysis. Top skills required for the job. Core responsibilities for the job. Hidden expectations and 90-day metrics. Strategic interview prep. It's got top red flags, what the interview is most likely looking for, and recommended talking points that I should bring up. Now, some other prompts I'm going to give it here. 1 second. Oh, sorry. So here I have some other questions. 10 questions you will most likely get in this interview. I'm going to drop that here. And this will give me probably the top 10 questions that I can use to start preparing for mentally these types of questions that they're going to ask me. While it's doing that, you could also ask it, tell me what the hiring manager personally cares about, pulled from their LinkedIn posts. Write me a 90-second, tell me about yourself that ties my background specific to this role. And you can see here are the top 10 questions. Here's the 90-second about me. Everyone always kicks off the interview. Tell me about yourself, right? And we all sort of freeze up. I recommend reading this, making it your own, customizing a little bit, making sure it's talking in your voice, and then read it 30 or 40 times before you start that interview. All right. What are the top questions HR is probably going to ask me? And give me the kill shot questions to ask my final interviewer, the things that will really impress him. These are all prompts now that you can prompt. Once you have that source in there, you can start asking it, and it's your research assistant that does all the research and tells you exactly how to handle this job interview. We're also now going to generate a report for this. You can see here under reports, there's a few options, as I mentioned earlier. If I click reports, you can create your own, again, where you just write in what kind of report you want. You can do a briefing style report, a blog post. Here's some suggested ones that it just used Career AI. It just used AI to build. I'm going to do a study guide, short answer and quiz, short questions and answers. So that the day before the interview, I can come in here, or a few days before the interview, I can come in here and have it quiz me to make sure that I'm up to speed and I know enough about the company and I'm prepared for this interview. While that is building, so that was demo 2. Any questions so far? Oh, I see. Is there a subscription for the platform? NotebookLM is free, like most Google products, but you will run into a limit. I do have, for example, if you did 10 video overviews, because you can do them over and over and over again, asking it to change things every single time. Usually I think it's the second or third one, it's going to say you've reached your limit. You have to wait 12 hours to come back, like all AIs, right? But if you have a Gemini paid plan for $20 a month, it's pretty much unlimited. I've never hit a wall from that. So it's free to test. It's free to play with. It's free until you hit that limit in that 12-hour window. Other than that, if you need more than that, if you're going to use it hardcore, especially for your business or your job, then yeah, you're probably going to want a paid plan. All right, if you already have a Gemini paid subscription, it's NotebookLM's included for that. Any other questions? Any thumbs up on thumbs up or thumbs down if this is looking cool?
Looks awesome over here, Greg. I see a few thumbs up. No additional questions in the chat. I'll find the link to a subscription-based model. I'll put that in the chat as well. There's a couple more questions on that. But you do need a Gemini subscription if you wanted to upgrade your NotebookLM usage.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Okay. Oh, you can see here the study guide is done. So let me show you the study guide real quick. So here's the study guide. Short answer quiz. It's got here are the answers to that, so you can sort of answer it on your own and then read the desired answer that you should have given. Essay questions, glossary of terms that you should know walking into this job, because they're referenced in the job description. So yeah. So when you drill into any of these, so if I had generated multiple things, you'd see them all down here. So you can click on that to get into it. And then to get back out to Studio, you just click on this Studio tree, breadcrumb, and you're back out to the main area. All right, that was demo 2. And we're about 28 minutes left. And 2 more demos, and then we'll do Q&A and open it up for you guys. All right, so number 3. Let's take a look at an existing notebook I have. So we looked at the luxury SUV use case. We looked at the job research use case. We're going to look now at the competitive strategy use case. So as I mentioned, I have a small AI startup that does social media. It's called socialpost.ai. And what I did here is I created a NotebookLM saying social post strategy and competition. I put in here all the websites of our competitors. And I also asked it to pull any YouTube videos or any other articles online about our competitors, as well as ours. I also attached a document, which is our strategy document internally. And I also added our logo and yeah, and our branding guide, which we call our design system. So now that I have all this in here, and again, you could just prompt that in here. You could just put in here, I run Social Post AI, find me all my top competitors, and add them as sources, as well as my website, my blog, my LinkedIn for the company, our social channels for the company, etc. You'll go out and find all of that and add it to sources. If some of the competitors are incorrect, you just have to, or there's sources in here you don't want, you can just uncheck it. It's that easy. And then if it missed a competitor, you could just put their website URL in here and hit enter, and it will be added as a source.
I see a hand up here. Did you have a question you wanted to come off mute and ask? Or just throw your question in the chat if not?
Feel free to just drop it in there.
Yeah,
Here's the upgrade to the Gemini. Okay, Phil's got that in there. I use NotebookLM for my CompTIA study guide. Oh, it's great for study guides. Fantastic for study guides, especially because it's a Google product. So it has every transcript of every YouTube video that's in YouTube. And we all know there's a ton of Azure, AWS, Google trainings in YouTube. So you could put in your top creator like Azure. There's a guy named John Seville. You could put in John Seville, and there's 3 or 4 other Azure training that they do free Azure training on YouTube. You could put all of them in. You could come in here and do a study guide. You could make flashcards to help you prepare for the exam. You would tell NotebookLM, I'm preparing for this exam. Here's their exam number. Ask me a bunch of questions that the exam will likely ask me. So now that we have this built here, what I did is I had created a slide deck. I just click slide deck. And when I click into this, it's giving me the entire competitive landscape and our strategy versus our competition and where we are. And then you can run this on a scheduled basis, right? So that if things change in the market, your competitors change their positioning, you can quickly pivot and keep on top of what's happening. Here's our statement. Here's all our competitors, their positioning and their target customer. Here's a feature comparison matrix. All this was built by NotebookLM. I didn't have to build it. Pricing comparison guide, messaging comparison, where competitors are stronger that I need to look at, where we win, the white space, strategic recommendations, next 90 days. So it goes on and on here. And you can also, when you create these presentations, tell it, hey, I also want slides on this. I want slides on that. Be sure to highlight this. Be sure to highlight that. And then you could even say, like, I want specific comparisons with us versus this guy and versus that guy. Leave everyone else on the same on one page. So extremely helpful. You also have this mind map. I'm going to click on that while that's building. Let me show you also the audio overview. We'll generate an audio overview. We'll come back for that one as well. Okay. So that is use case number 3, where you can use it if you have a small business or if you work for a big company and you want to keep tabs on your competition. I've even seen people use it to keep tabs on people in their industry and the creators that they like and they follow and what they're doing and across all their social medias and what they're posting about. It's a great research and analyst at your fingertips. Here's the mind map. It's all ready to go. It took about 1 minute. If I expand this out, you can see here it's got our here's the AI marketing platforms. It got our company social post. If I drill into this, you can see here. If I look at pre-dis, I can see how they're laid out and how their mind map works. So you can zoom out. It's really powerful. All right. So that was demo 3. Let's go back to demo 1. If you guys remember the SUV ultra luxury performance, the video overview is still going. That one's taking a little while. But let's look at the comparison guide. Remember, I had asked it to build a comparison guide. And when I jump in here, this is the presentation that it did. Look, it's got the vehicle images. It's got the inside rear seating. Oh, this was the infographic. I'm sorry. This is the infographic. This is the one image that you always see on LinkedIn with people doing infographics about a company or about something, right? So you could build an infographic versus your competitors. You could do it based on certain, AWS versus Google versus AWS Microsoft. But these infographics are great, and they're super high professional. You can save this as a JPEG. You can remove the NotebookLM branding down here, add your own logo if you wanted to. You could prompt it again if you want to change some of the colors or do something different in here. And here is the podcast. Now, I believe the audio will be, it should be, I'm going to go ahead and start the audio. Phil, let me know if you can hear what they're talking about. Can you hear it?
Cannot hear it. You may need to, if you stop sharing and then reshare with audio, that might be what you have to do.
That's all right. But essentially, what you can do is when you do these audio overviews, it builds you a podcast. And there's two presenters in the podcast, usually male and female, and they talk back and forth. They start off with it's very engaging and very witty. I can't believe that it's AI. I honestly can't. And you can see here when you're playing it, you can actually click this interactive button. All right, so you can hear them talking and what they're talking about, and then you can click the join button anytime, and they'll say, "Oh, wait, we got a quick question from someone in the audience. Hey, how you doing? What's your question?" And you can ask it any question that you have on your mind, just talking to it, and have a whole conversation with the hosts, and then turn off the join, and they'll just seamlessly pick up where they left off and continue on with their podcast. So. Pretty cool. Excellent. And this video overview is still going, so we will have to come back. All right, lastly, into the final stretch here. Those are the three main notebooks we covered here, the SUV, the strategy and competition, the job researcher. I also use it to help me write social media content, specifically write articles on indie hackers. I don't know if you guys have heard of indie hackers. It's for startup founders. It's all startup founders just posting about stuff that they've learned, failures they've had this week, things that they're just sharing in what is called building in public, where open your books, you share your feelings on how the week went, what worked, what didn't work, what was embarrassing. And you get feedback from other folks, and we all learn from each other's mistakes, kind of thing. But coming up with that every week is a lot of work. It would easily be a few hours every Sunday for me to write up a good article, think of a good angle, research my notes from the week, and figure out what the heck I'm going to talk about. So what I did is I created a build-in public notebook, BIP I call it, and I just put a prompt in here. This was the prompt I used to build the sources. I said, give me the top performing posts from build-in public founders that enabled them to build a following pre-launch before their product launched. And it found all of this stuff, and it added all these sources. Build-in public myths, build-in public on indie hackers. They even have their own article on how to do it. It's got a bunch of different stuff here on how to do build-in public posts. So I don't even need to research. Let me go read the last 100 build-in public posts so I can understand how to do it correctly. I don't need to do that. NotebookLM will do all that research for me. And so I have this build-in public notebook built. The problem is I don't want to have to come in here all the time and ask it to run. So through this MCP server that we talked about earlier, and this is the power play, this is where you take sort of your NotebookLM skills to the next level. And you connect your AI through MCP, Model Context Protocol, to NotebookLM. Let me show you the last slide of the day is this guy here. I love this image because it really shows you exactly what you're doing here. You're connecting your AI with NotebookLM, and you're coupling them together to be partners and partners in crime to really accelerate your capabilities. There is a lightweight install. We have a doc. We'll send it to you. You basically open command prompt PowerShell on your Windows box. These are for Windows, these steps. You could just ask AI to give you the steps for Mac. And you just put in these three commands. There's one, there's two, and there's three, and you're done. That's it. And now NotebookLM will be connected. How do I know it's connected? I will see it under, this is Claude. If I go to Customize and I go to Connectors, you'll see here on Desktop, NotebookLM is listed. That's how I know it's connected. All right, so then once I have that notebook, what I did is I go into Cowork. I just created I went to scheduled, and I asked it to go to NotebookLM, get the guidelines for doing good build in public articles. And then, because I also have it connected here, take a look at this. I also have it connected to M365, so it has access to all my emails. It's also connected to our Jira ticketing system on the change control requests we have. It's got our GitHub. It's got Stripe and Mixpanel. So everything our business uses is already connected. And so in this skill, it gave me this prompt. Now, again, I didn't write this prompt. I told it what I want to do, and I can actually show you here. Let me show you this. This is the actual prompt I put in. In NotebookLM, how do I see the prompt? Okay, improve this prompt. So write me a NotebookLM to build me sources. This is the LinkedIn job one. Sorry about that. Casual conversation. No. Okay. But basically, you can just go to GPT again and ask it to write a repo recipe. There you go, Phil. I made a repo this morning. Let's see here. All right. So you can just go to GPT and ask it to build you a prompt for NotebookLM in a scheduled task that's going to run daily to go to NotebookLM, get the formatting for this article. My AI already knows me a lot already, so it was able to write the rest of the prompt for me. And it basically says you're Greg and Henson. There's a stop condition here. I didn't write any of this. AI wrote it for me. I'm the co-founder. Here's my voice rules. I never wrote any of this. It did it for me. Here's pull from the prior week. So it's going to go through my GitHub comments, my Jira, my Figmas, my HubSpot, all my Teams meeting summaries from the meetings I had last week, all my emails in my inbox and sent items. And it's going to analyze everything in my company for the last week and write me a build something. It's going to find some sort of gem in there where I either failed horribly or I got something wrong, or we had a shimmering moment where we found something that was really insightful. And it's going to put that all together and build an article for me that I can post on Indie Hackers. And you can see in here, I ran it this morning, today at 8:51. If I click into this, you can see that, this is scheduled. You could schedule this to run daily or weekly or monthly. If I open up the Google Drive here, it is bringing up what it found in my emails. Let me zoom in here. So I sent my team our ICP. They replied with one line that made me rewrite half of it. And that's the article title. It goes on to talk about what happened, how it happened, what changed, questions for the community on Indie Hackers. And so it wrote the whole article for me. Now, I usually take these, I customize them a little bit. I change a few things to make sure it's got everything correct. But instead of 3 hours trying to write this article to post on social media, it takes me 15 minutes.
Got a question in the chat. I'm not 100% clear on it, Greg. Greg,
sure.
Do a keyword search in the search chat options. That's how I fixed my previous queries in my plethora of chat searches. So maybe, because on your left-hand side, when you go into, I guess, Claude maybe, and you're doing a bunch of chats, are you able to search for a specific chat that you had previously? I think is that the question? Jason, if you can come off mute or clarify.
Yeah, I mean, I noticed that he was searching for a certain thing. I found that if you do a chat search for a keyword, you'll bring up those less searches, and then it kind of narrows it down your search instead of going scrolling up and left and right.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Good point. If I just search in here for BIP, build in public, this is the prompt that I use. No, somewhere. It wasn't in chats. Maybe try one more time. Build in public. Here we go. It's in the chat. There we go. Thank you very much. So, nope, this is a different one. Anyway, the point is, I don't write my own prompts. I write it in normal language, and then I ask GPT, hey, improve this prompt, and this is where I'm trying to do, or this is how I'm trying to use it. And GPT will give me, a really good prompt. I have had GPT at times give me the prompt to put into NotebookLM, and it's too long. There is a limit when you paste stuff into this chat box. So if this button here to go, the arrow button pointing right is like submit. If it doesn't work or it's grayed out, it's because it doesn't tell you that the text is too long. You just have to know that it's too long and go back to GPT and say, hey, shorten this to the number of chars that will fit inside of a NotebookLM chat question. Let's jump over to our luxury SUV one and take a look at this. Our cinematic movie is ready. I'm going to go ahead and play. I know you guys can't hear anything, but you'll get an idea of what this is like here. It took my comparison of my SUVs. Let's go full screen, and here's the actual video output that NotebookLM did. It's talking about the entry fee is around 250K. They go on and talk about the details of each car and how it came about. These are videos of the car. So it's a cinematic video of everything that your guide is about. It's a great way. What I recommend is create a NotebookLM on NotebookLM. Ask NotebookLM, hey, I'm new to NotebookLM. I want to learn everything I can. Pull together the best learning resources online that have a lot of reviews, a lot of views, and maybe the top 3 NotebookLM YouTube videos as the sources, right? And then you can build your video off that. You can build your infographic. You can build a presentation deck, a study guide, everything else. Cool. Other questions?
I don't think so, Greg. I think we're good. There are also a couple questions about the upgrade paths. I'm going to put this link back in the chat. If you scroll down in this link, it does show you, so like Google AI Plus or the Google AI Pro. If you scroll down, it tells you exactly what comes with that. And they all have NotebookLM included. If you wanted to upgrade, if you thought you needed additional usage or tokens, then that's how you would upgrade those options. Also, in
Yeah.
NotebookLM, if you go to your Google account, it will allow you to upgrade from there as well. And then you're able to use NotebookLM to build apps for iOS and Android. I believe most of that has to be done in Claude or another AI tool. I'm not sure you can do that in NotebookLM, but Greg, I'll let you answer that one.
Uh, can you build apps in NotebookLM? I have not seen a way to do that. Interesting. Well, let me paste an image. Anyway, what I did, you can just go to any AI and say, how do I get a paid sub for NotebookLM more usage? And it will tell you the details of the plans and everything else, and how to upgrade. And this is what you get. The Google AI, this is $20 a month. You get a pro plan on Google, and you get 500 notebooks, 300 sources per notebook, more audio generations, Gemini Advanced. It's using Gemini in the background to create those videos that you saw, and all this other stuff. So it's definitely start with the free, and if you run into limits, then you can upgrade. There are lower plans too. There's a $8 a month, the $20 a month, and then there's $100 a month if you're going crazy.
Perfect. I'm going to throw one more couple links in the chat here for everybody as well. If you're not already connected with Cloud Veterans in Discord, or you want to reach out to us via email, there's a few links here, as well as the MCP install doc that Greg shared previously, the link directly to that install doc. But again, Discord, if you're not connected with us on the Discord channel, we have a Cloud Veterans Discord channel. And then if you need additional help, just reach out to hello@cloudveterans.com. And Val will get in contact with you if you're trying to get connected with Pluralsight or some other training, or resume review, job placement, whatever it is that you need help with. That's where you can reach out to us.
Excellent. Thanks for that info, Phil. I think most of you should be in Discord already. We post in there all the time, as you guys know. Listen, just some house cleaning here. So June 13th, in 2 weeks, we're going to do these every 2 weeks. We're going to find one of the top used AI tools. We're going to dissect it. We're going to do overviews. We're going to do live demos and give you guys real concrete use cases on how to use this thing. The next session is June 13. It'll be the same day on a Saturday at the same time. We're going to be doing Perplexity Computer, sort of an unknown but known AI tool that you will be blown away by as well. We'll give you the full playbook. We will drop the registration link into Discord. We'll also send it out through email. You guys should be getting those emails from us. If you're not, go to your email, search for Cloud Veterans, and move us to your inbox and tell it not to block us anymore. These webinars are limited to 100 participants based on the plan we can afford with Zoom. So once it fills up, you won't be able to attend. And if that happens, we are recording these and we are posting them on our website. This one will go up next week. We'll send out a notice in Discord when it's available. We also have the Claude webinar recording that we did as well. So if you missed that one, feel free to watch that.
Yeah, there were a couple questions on that, Greg.
Yeah.
The Claude presentation, we will post that in our Discord channel. So if you scroll up a little bit, I did post our Discord link. So please connect with us on Discord. That's where we'll be posting a lot of this, a lot of the recordings. And then one other quick note, we are going to restart the town hall. We're probably going to move it out of Discord and into Zoom or Microsoft Teams. So more to come on that. And then there are some questions on the links. Let me repost the Discord link in the chat here for everybody. So that Discord is how you would get directly into our Cloud Veterans account. Again, the email to hello@cloudveterans.com if you are not already connected with us, and then the MCP link as well. I see some notes on the town hall, so it looks like we need to kick that town hall off again, Greg. And like I said,
okay, we will get to that for sure. Listen, I have one ask for everyone on the call, all right? If you haven't done it on the call already, this week, build one notebook, just one, something simple and even an idea. I heard someone else do this the other day. They took the top 5 appliances in their house, the make and the model of appliances in their house. They put in a NotebookLM and they said, hey, go find me the user manuals for these appliances. And it grabbed all the sources for it. And then it asked questions like, you guys all have questions in your top 5 appliances, like, how do I do picture in picture? How do I record this? Or how do I go back 3 channels to the channels that were there? Like anything and anything that you could ask it. How do I run the clean cycle on my dishwasher? Or how do I clean the lint filter in the washing machine? Not the dryer, the washing machine. It does have one. And we'll go through the user guides. It'll look at all your user guides for the appliances you own and tell you exactly how to do that. That's a really easy use case of a NotebookLM, especially if you have a lot of appliances. You could also do it for your car, for example. Hey, I have this, here's my car, find everything you can about it from a mechanic standpoint. Now I have this rattling sound, give it the explanation of what happens. What do you think this is, NotebookLM? And again, it's only going to search those sources that you give it, which is, so it's not going to hallucinate. All right.
1 second, Greg. They're saying the link is broken. I just grabbed a new one. Can somebody just give me a thumbs up or on that link to make sure it's to the Cloud Veterans Discord channel? Thumbs up. Okay.
Yep, thumbs
I think
up.
we're fixed. Perfect.
Sorry about that, guys. And then also, as you guys are playing around with this Notebook LM, if you come up with something interesting or you the Notebook LM interesting, share it in Discord. Let everyone else know. Let's share our notes. Let's tell others what something cool that we just did in Notebook LM. Hopefully, others can learn from that. The more we can learn off each other, the better. I'll tell you, I wish I had this tool 24 years ago when I left Microsoft, because I struggled for a long time, for years, to really figure stuff out and research and analyze the market and manually do all of that stuff. And now, no, you don't have to struggle anymore. Nobody has to struggle anymore with learning a new topic, with researching, with understanding the world. And you can use it for your personal use. You can use it for your business. You can use it for your career development. I've heard of people build it as a coach to help with their where they put in marital advice from the top experts, and they give it scenarios, and it's only pulling from those experts. It's not pulling from the internet and those experts that you admire and respect and follow. So there's really unlimited use cases here for this tool. I hope you guys got a lot out of this. Thank you for joining today. Thank you for being a part of Cloud Veterans. It's an honor to serve you guys. We're always here in Discord, 24 hours, pretty much 24 hours a day. If you have questions, if you want to share any insights that you've learned this week, the more we collaborate and share our with each other, the more of a community it becomes. Excellent. Thanks again, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Take care.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.